Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me. My name is Carlos. Today, just going to be chatting and reviewing another volume session, fourth one for this week. Transitioning from the strength and just pure power type of training, PRs, and all of that, and radically changing it. We're back into a cut and going into a high volume phase, and it's just feeling great. The difference is of course, it's like night and day. I'm not using heavy weights at all at this phase. We will be going up into certain limits again, almost to those close to PR limits, but this is like through the course of the several months. Like at first, we're taking it just time under tension and really working the volume scrupulously. 5 sets per exercise, 12 reps, just keeping it straight, sets and reps type of scheme with a very manageable weight on each and every exercise, and just going through these motions of incorporating the complete volume for the session. So we're talking between 30 and 40 sets for a workout. Now, this is not taking 2 hours to do. This should be done in the hour and 15 minutes that the 12 sets were done before when you're doing the power, Like now, it's just everything is sped up. You don't take time between these sets. Like let's say we'll take the first exercise on the video, the machine assisted dips. So 5 sets of 12, rest 30, 45 seconds, between these sets. It's a very lightweight. I'm doing 160 pounds. 4 clicks on the pin. So I weigh 200, take 40 down, 160. Very, very easy. And it's easy enough where you can do the 12 for those 5 sets. So at the end of the session, it's just the accumulated effect of this volume. Okay, so other exercises that we're incorporating that are different. The chest flies definitely. I tore pec, now it's going to be 3 weeks in. It is healed. I mean, I'm feeling really good again, but I'm not going to put barbell weight on it yet. So we're doing accessory exercises for now. The dip, very manageable. Got an excellent arm pump mostly because I do it upright. I'll do it more like this instead of leaning forward and doing this for now. As the weight increases, as the demands for strength go up, the technique will be modified to give it more chest emphasis. So the crossover flies with very little weight, just really getting a mind-muscle connection of where the insertion and the contraction, and it's just working the muscle on a different level, right? It's not this overwhelming power, just it's very focused contraction, very focused feel, and you get into a groove of just working the muscle in a certain way. So that's a lot of fun doing that. What else do we do from there? The shrugs. I incorporated one heavy move today, which was 2 plates on each side on the Smith machine, which is very easy to do. You guys have been lifting heavy, know that the Smith it makes things a little bit easier, but it's also more effective for the muscle building. It attacks the muscle at I believe it just gives it a more an easy contraction, I guess you would call it. I mean, you can focus more on the mind-muscle connection, definitely. So with the shrugs, the same thing. Do a delt-heavy shrug where you're really moving your shoulders with this one, right? You let it go down, and you're doing this type of thing. The traps will be worked. I mean, some of these exercises, you don't have to be so hyper-focused on the muscle. Oh, you're working your delts. Well, great. Let the delts be worked also. No, but you're working your traps. That is a stupid argument. That is really dumb. Unless you have such an overarching need of just building that one muscle to the exclusion of every other muscle, yeah, I can't really see the purpose in that. So if you're doing an exercise that works the traps, and you're getting a shitload of work on your delts, thank Papa God, man. Thanks. Great. It's great. This is what you need. It's like, okay, so you're doing like these rear delts also. You got to do them just so because you don't want your traps involved too much. That's also bogus. If you're doing an exercise, yes, you're isolating the rear delt, okay? And if you get some other muscle involved, well, so be it. Look at Ronnie Coleman's biceps were developed by doing sloppy barbell rows. Now, I would take those arms any day of the week if that meant doing a sloppy barbell row, right? I'm just belaboring a point that sometimes you don't have to be so hung up on strict isolation. Anyways, I lost my place. What were we talking about? So the shrug. Excellent exercise with the Smith. 2 plates, 5 sets of 12. And those got me winded. Like, on the third set, it was a little bit challenging to get the last 3 reps. When you get to 8, it's like, oh, okay, 9, 3 more, 10, 2 more. It's a bit challenging, and that's what it should be like. Now, the 4th and 5th set were even more so, but I got them done. On those sets, you can take a few more seconds rest. You don't need, like on the big compound, don't let it go over 2 minutes though. Like on the big compounds, I always went between at least 3 minutes and sometimes even 5 when doing PRs. But when you're doing this volume thing, try to keep it short. Try to keep it moving. Like, don't let more than 2 minutes go by between these compounds. If you can't handle it, bring down the weight. And it's usually can't handle it because of your cardio. If you're doing compounds and you're only resting for 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes, and you gas on your second set, it's because your cardio is probably deficient, needs working on. And I haven't been neglecting that. I've been doing my cardio 3 times a week, 30 minutes. We're bumping it up to 35. Have been for the last few weeks. I think I might bring it up to 45, increase the heart rate a little bit more. But that's another story there. So the shrugs, then we went and did like calf work. Can't neglect the calf. It's like the most boring thing to watch. I'm not, I don't get bored doing it because I really get the connection to it, and I have faith that one day I will have really impressive calves. Because like right now they're not. They're just like normal calves. Okay, they have a little bit of an outline. I don't want to show them yet. They're just normal calves, a little bit muscular. You can tell the guy does exercise, but they're not like bodybuilding stage ready type, wow, what are those? The Hulk, no. But they will get that way if you work on them, persistently, consistently, and very, very hard. So that's what we're doing there. And that's about it, guys. Thanks for watching in this little rant and spew. Hope you can gain some knowledge or something, So the cut, we're doing a cut. Started a cut 1 week ago. We've been bulking since December through the middle of June. Said, start losing my midsection definition. I will transition back into a diet. And it's like easy to wake up one day and you're fat. It's like, I'm okay. It's got a little bit thicker, but I'm okay. Still cut here, still doing fine. And then one day you wake up and, oh, shit, oh my God, I'm fat again. No, what happened? Been eating too much pizza, you've been eating too much lasagna, you've been eating too much of this, that, along with all your protein and your good food, but it got really loose there at the end. In fact, you weren't eating like a bodybuilder at all. You were just eating like a normal person again. You lost the plot. Didn't say this happened to me, like that. Don't eat pizza, I don't eat lasagna, but I was eating, I was like stuffing my face more than I should be, and eating snacks, like just way too many snacks. So started at 205, today we're at 200, and the idea is to drop like 5 or 6% body fat. We don't want to lose muscle the first few weeks. You do lose a bit of glycogen and water. It's not body fat. Those first 5-6 pounds, don't fool yourselves. Body fat is lost like 1 pound to 2 pounds per week, right? Every 10-day type of rhythm. You don't just drop body fat. The body does not lose your body, your fat like that unless it's in some extreme circumstance. And I know that none of you guys are in that type of extreme circumstance. None of us are, really. So I started to cut, just cutting out every single piece of junk, every snack, everything, cooking 4 meals a day, trying to get in at least 200 grams of protein, 50, 60 grams of fat. That's not much either. They recommend like 80, 100. We're doing a cut. So it's like 40, 50, 60 grams. More to the 60, right? And carbs, doing an aggressive cut, which means the carbs, we're not doing a 200-300 calorie deficit. We're doing like, some days it'll be 1,000, some days it'll be 700. And that is not sustainable for a long cut. This is for, I repeat, an aggressive phase of 4 to 6 weeks. And then we maintain, and then we continue without attrition to our metabolism. And I'll get into that in another video. So that'll be all for today. God bless everybody. Until next time.